Our conservation planning and policy research theme is about being proactive. It's recognizing that a lot of the very applied, practical, on-the-ground conservation activities that we work on and that we help support other people with has to have a really strong policy foundation, a really strong planning foundation.
Miistakis has the ability to bring a unique skill set to different projects, and by working on planning and policy at different levels of government, we're able to bring that perspective, that lens of environmental conservation to developing policy.
There are a lot of folks who are focused on the applied aspects of conservation, and there are a lot of folks who are focused on the legislation, the regulations, the policy. But what the challenge is trying to bring those together, trying to bridge that, and that's the work that Miistakis does.
I think conservation planning and policy is a really important theme area for us because it really lays the platform or the foundation for decision making and actions around conservation.
One of the things that we've worked on in the conservation policy and planning realm at the regional level is working with the Calgary Regional Partnership, which was an organization that represented all of the municipalities in Calgary and around Calgary. And what they did was come together to develop a land use plan for that area. But one of their key principles was protecting the ecological values of that area and the watershed. So what we did was work with them to develop a plan for them to be able to actively pursue the conservation of some of those important features and do that collectively at a regional level, but also be able to do that individually as the various municipalities within the region.
I'd like to talk about a project called the Least Conflict Lands for Renewable Energy Development. And I think this is a really innovative way for conservation planning.
Looking in the context of Alberta's climate leadership strategy, we understood there were going to be large impacts in the rural landscape.
And what that means is that we've got competing land uses with ecological values, agricultural values, cultural values, and industry values. And so the least conflict lands tries to identify, well, where are our highest value ecological lands, agriculture lands, and cultural lands, and where are the best places for large-scale renewable energy development.
We developed this project to work with a variety of different stakeholders from municipalities and from the province and different expertise, and bring them all together to discuss what those impacts could be on the landscape and how we could make long-term decisions.
Recently we had the opportunity to work with Waterton Lakes National Park, which last year had a very significant fire move through and affect over half of the park, and in many areas a very severe burn rating for that park. That meant the ecology changed completely. So Waterton Lakes National Park approached us and asked us if we would facilitate a process for them where they brought a number of experts and a number of their staff members who work on the ecological aspects of the park together to look at how would they define their research and their research agenda in the future, given that the ecology of the park has changed fundamentally. So we facilitated a workshop for them to help identify all of those aspects.